We've reviewed over 100 of our landing pages and come up with a formula which is time and time again proven to increase our lead conversion rates. In this video, not only will we be going through the structure of the page and what it includes, we'll also be giving away this exact Unbounce template for free so that you can go and use it without even lifting a finger. Okay, maybe you're gonna have to lift a finger to click the download button, but you're only gonna have to lift your finger once. We've worked with brands and over 100 sales-led B2B companies where their primary goal is to increase lead generation. And we manage millions of pounds each year in paid social and paid search spend. And what we found in a world where paid search and paid social is becoming more and more competitive, there is one place that you can look to make improvements without needing to spend any more money on media spend to get more results. And that is through your landing page. So without any more ado, let's jump in to the template. So this is the template. And if you'd like to actually download the Unbounce template format of this, in which you can go through and edit any of the sections that we go through today, there will be a link below where you can go and download this. Also, if you don't have Unbounce already and you want to get a 14-day trial, I'll link to that as well. We've been using Unbounce since about 2018 and we found it the best solution for what it is we're looking to achieve from a conversion optimization perspective. So let's go through this landing page template step by step. Now, first and foremost, the logo top left-hand corner, that ultimately can be changed out for your company's logo. We like to make this clickable. Some people don't. Ultimately, this means if someone does actually want to explore your site further, look at the About Us pages, and go a bit deeper, and they're not quite ready to buy yet, you do give them the option to go out. But that's kind of one of the only main ways they'll be able to lead the landing page. We try and make sure that we contain all the information that someone needs in order to convert at that point in time on the landing page, which I'll get onto in a minute, which is one of the main reasons we've removed the navigation. If you've ever looked at heat map software, what you'll typically find is people hit a website and the majority of them click on About and want to look at the About Us page. And we want to make sure that we keep people's attentions focused. The less options you give people, the more likely it is they are going to convert. And if they don't convert, you can also create a remarketing audience and target them with other information about you, more use cases, whatever they need to do to get them to convert on other social platforms natively, like LinkedIn ads, for example. And then a primary call to action in the top right-hand corner. Now, getting into the main meat of the hero image, obviously we've just used a black background. You can include images of your product, something which is a sort of really standout hero image, which is indicative of what it is your company does. But the main thing we want to do above the fold is make sure there's 3 or 4 key sections. The first one here is target audience and the key pain point or your value proposition. So for example, we're a B2B inbound agency that does Google Ads, SEO, and LinkedIn. We could say, struggling to hit your lead targets this quarter as the key pain point for our marketing manager or marketing director looking at this. And then we go down to the next section is what we do. We are a LinkedIn ads agency. We're a Google ads agency. We're a SEO agency. And it makes it very clear that this is the pain point that we're looking to fix for the prospect, and this is what we do. And the fact this is dynamic here allows us to then go in and say, if we do a query string in Unbounce, and I've created this dynamic field, so if you download this and use it, this will be ready to go for you guys. I've created the variable as software, and say for example we type in HR software, this will change to HR software. If I typed in, for example, SEO agency, it would be SEO agency. So you guys can go through and you can take the UTMs from your keywords from like Google Ads and mirror it for what they're searching for. So ultimately you're going to actually completely align with this H1 with what they were searching for in Google, for example, or if you're doing certain ad creative from the likes of paid social sites, you can dynamically change this header and other sections using dynamic variables. So we've addressed their key pain point we're going to solve, which is great. We've positioned ourselves as ultimately what we're going to help them solve. We then show them the exact service that we offer, for example. Now in this section down here, this is a great place to address your target audience market and how the product or service is going to plug the gap. So we may say that this is what we are and this is what we're going to solve. How are we going to solve it? So what do we typically do? How do we top line go about doing that? Now, the next one is having sort of feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, again, deeper going into, the benefits are up here of what we're going to help them improve. What are the features which are then going to plug in? A lot of companies just say, these are the benefits, you make more revenue with us, get more leads with us. Then they don't actually go into the features of their service or anything at a sort of lower level to actually, create that proof of what we actually do to get that benefit. It's important to back up the benefits with the features and sort of really create some transparency and relevancy in the offering that you have. Next, you got social proof snippets down here. So for example, again, this is NARS. I think ours is 5 stars. But you can create your social proof if you've got any, if we want to put our drum or UK Search Award wins up there, we could have, if you're a company accreditation, you could have, G2 badges, all of that stuff, which is going to give you credibility and allow you to actually position yourself as experts. And there's going to be some proof in there that you guys are accredited or you know what you're doing, or that you've won awards and you're industry recognized, for example. On the right hand side of the form, so what happens next when someone fills this form out? Don't have too many fields, because ideally you're going to probably know who that person is, or you can use data enrichment the other side of it. Don't make it really hard for them. And then have a call to action, which is going to be indicative of what happens after someone fills out the form. Going on to the next bit, we have a trusted by section. And if you go into most websites or most landing pages, this is a really good social proof section to really showcase some of the brands that you're working with, to put the user's mind or the prospect's mind at ease that you've worked with big companies, or if not anything else, relevant companies in the space, which again frames you as an expert. Now, within this, again, it's not always easy to get this scrolling effect, but within the Unbounce template that we have this little section here. We can double click and you can link off to the images there. We also have a snippet of JavaScript here, which actually is the speed of it and everything else. So you can go in there and you can edit it if you like. If not, it's already set up for you in these sort of custom scripts. Let's obviously put the logos in there, self-explanatory. Now, this next section is something we've been playing around with for a while. And what I really like on landing pages, and what's been proven to work really well, is going down landing pages and trying to outline the exact situation someone's in, and then how your product helps them. So you'd see, you scroll down and be like, are you an agency owner, or are you a brand manager who has XYZ problem? This product's for you. Now, instead of doing that from the point of view of yourself as the company trying to sell it in, if you can use your customers' words to do that instead, it's even more powerful. So for example, this testimonial space should be used to position your product to your target audience using words straight from current customers. And there'll be your ideal customer job position and the target demographic you're going after. So if we, for example, are saying to marketing managers that we help them, hit targets by doing, Google ads, LinkedIn ads, SEO, for example, what we could have a marketing director at a software or B2B company, for example, saying, we got in contact, we found them to be helpful doing XYZ, these are the results, would 100% recommend them. And it allows you to position yourself, but through the eyes of someone who's going to be more trusted than obviously everyone's going to say, this is what we do, this is how we help. Try and use testimonials as a way to give it context and frame you guys as experts again. Next section, and depending on whether this is service-based, whether it's software, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's construction, there's going to be different approaches. But the way we like, again, is to really go into the benefits of what it is that you're using. You haven't got to use loads of text here. Typically, people only need about 16 words to get the gist of what it is that you're saying. But what we found here is you have benefit one, for example, hit your pipeline figures, skip into your next board meeting, but then you actually go down and how the benefit is achieved for your product or service, again, tying that back into your offering. So what you want to do here is make sure you really have three different parts of the component. You're going to have what their pain point is, your offering in the middle, and then how your offering addresses their pain point to get that benefit. And it all sort of ties together neatly and scratches that itch in the mind, because you don't want to, again, just say the benefit's this, but then not give any rationale behind how you physically solve it. So create that sort of full loop in someone's mind to actually allow them to believe what it is that you're saying. You do this 2 or 3 times. This could be like services, it could be benefits led, it can be feature led, whatever it is that's most relevant to your industry and your product. Next one is your hearing from customers. So there's actually a 3 video here that you can go into. And if you scroll down, you can see that you can replace these with either YouTube videos or other videos from different platforms, which then allows you to then just give a really good context of more in depth around customers and builds that trust even further. Take a tour or a video of your products or services, or of your expertise if you're a consultancy, for example. Nice video down here to show product loops, to show things that you help solve, and actually go behind the gated forms to get that preview of what it is that you're going to get with the product. A lot of people may not want to read anymore. For example, they want to go and just look at videos of testimonials and product tours or your expertise, so just give them the option too. This section, next steps, is something we don't see that often, but we've found to work really well. And ultimately, what happens when someone fills out the form. It's like Uber, Uber beats taxis, not because potentially Uber gets there quicker than taxis, even though it probably does, but as actually what's happening without the process and you can follow along. For example, if we say that step 1, you reach out, step 2, you receive a call in 24 hours, and step 3, we work out if we're a good fit and sign the contract, whatever it is, at least the person knows what happens when they fill out a form versus just the form saying submit, because what are you submitting to? So next steps is a really nice touch. And then going down here, the final section, which we'd really be keen on including, would be frequently asked questions. And this is a great way of either, going through and finalizing some of the questions they may still have, or objection handling. So someone may be like, oh, but I don't want to pay for long-term retainers. And you can go down here being like, we don't have any, it's monthly, for example. Or someone may want to know what the cost of it is. And you can look down here and be like, okay, the cost of it is XYZ per month. Whatever the biggest questions you get from either current customers or new prospects, you can look to keep adding to these to make sure that you can objection handle, so it makes the sales process easier for your salespeople. You can also use things like heat map software to go down here and actually say that we can see most people are clicking on, this one. And we can then make sure maybe create a bit more of a section up here or in the benefits feature, which actually, focuses more on this section or creates it as more of a priority, because obviously people are clicking on it quite a lot. So there's lots of ways you can use these features, and it really kind of engages sort of questions and different people's intent and different people's thought processes and how they're engaging with them. And again, within this, in the style sheet, we've got the FAQs and all the sort of CSS associated with that to design it, as well as sort of the JavaScript. You can go in here and the FAQs, you can include the JavaScript and the actual up and down clicking within there. It's not that easy natively within Unbounce, but we've created this all within this template. And obviously down here, you can add your footer as well. Now with the dynamic stuff, you can go through and you can change what you want to do in here. So if you actually go onto here, make something else dynamic, you can click on dynamic, for example, go on action and go dynamic text, and you can add the parameter that you want to change as well as the default text within it. It's pretty easy to do, but it's already been set up for you within this template. Again, if you want to go down below, click on the affiliate link, or you can go through and not click on the affiliate link. Ultimately, I'd rather you click on the affiliate link, but it is by far the best. Unbounce is by far the best landing page builder that we found to, affordably create and quickly scale up landing pages, which we're spending performance media traffic to. Any questions, please back them in the comments as usual, but have a great week and speak to you very soon.